All right, Nick, let's talk about the Miami Dolphins. I know the draft just happened. Everyone's diving in, going into analysis on draft picks, on undrafted free agents, who's doing good in minicamp, what is going to go on when OTAs start. But that's not what we want to talk about today. Let's talk about something Miami fans are a little bit more familiar with, and that's Tua Tagovailoa and potentially what's going on with his contract. I think there's some really interesting and updates on that and exactly how the Dolphins are going to handle it. Let's get into this article, and I want to hear your thoughts on this one on the other side. This, of course, is from over on Bleacher Report. It says, Miami Dolphins have yet to sign Tua Tagovailoa to a long-term deal, but they are reportedly planning to use bonuses to protect themselves in case he has a major injury while under contract. Pretty smart. Per ESPN's Marcel Luis Joquez, a contract advisor said the bonuses that reward Tagovailoa will also be protecting the team will be in play for his next deal. Signing bonus, base salary, workout bonus, per game roster bonus. That's something the Dolphins are going to want to put in the contract, contract advisor said. Per game roster bonus is high because of his health, but the agent side will balk at it. Tagovailoa played the first full season of his career in 2023, but it's no secret that injuries have been a factor during his 4-year career as he's missed a combined 14 games throughout his first 3 seasons in the NFL. Nick, I know we've always said when Tua is healthy, the Dolphins are at their best, but as this article pointed out, he has had some concerns with his health. I think last year being his first full season is a great sign, but I'm curious what you think of this contract. It's very unique, and I want to know your thoughts on it. But Dolphins fans, in the comment section below, what do you think about a contract of this nature? It's something that we really haven't seen too much, or something like this that often throughout NFL history. I'm curious what your thoughts on this are. So let us know in the comment section below. Is this something that you like? Would you like a more traditional route for the contract? Let us know in the comment section below. But Nick, what are your thoughts on Tua's potential contract?
Well, so it's important to understand is that he will get some form of an extension, some form of a deal, right? The Miami Dolphins will not let Tua walk, at least not as long as Mike McDaniel's the head coach. He is kind of tied at the hip to Tua as it currently sits. And we've seen over the past few days, right, Jared Goff get a massive $212 million extension from the Detroit Lions. So we have an idea in terms of the top line number that Tua is going to be able to get. And it's going to be really smart. And I really love what the Dolphins are doing here strategically, trying to get as much of that in bonuses as humanly possible. Because if you look at, and this is according to overthecap.com, the percentage of quarterback contract dollars, or at least the sheer numbers that are fully guaranteed, it's absolutely ridiculous. Joe Burrow, $275 million contract, $146 million guaranteed. Jared Goff, 212 was his extension, fully guaranteed, a little more than $113 million. Justin Herbert, 262 total contract, $133 million guaranteed. And of course, we all know Deshaun Watson. He got his deal fully guaranteed for $230 million. So you obviously want to lower that fully guaranteed amount and focus on the bonuses, because if he hits those bonuses, you're happy you did it. Here's why I think Tua will agree to some kind of deal like this, because if you look at the data, if you look at the analytics, and we've talked about this a number of times with Tagovailoa, he is the best passing quarterback in the NFL, not named Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes. If you look at PFF, there are 3 quarterbacks who finished in the top 5 in PFF passing grade over the past 2 seasons. Patrick Mahomes is one, Josh Allen is another, the third is Tua. Right now, look, I know a lot of people will say Joe Burrow is better, Lamar Jackson is better, Matthew Stafford is better. And I understand there's an argument to be made, and I certainly would put Joe Burrow ahead of Tua when they're both healthy, but I think Tua is very, very close to him. All of that being said, is that Tua has performed significantly greater than a guy like Jared Goff, who just got a monster deal. Than frankly, a lot of other guys that have gotten big contracts. I picked Tua over Kirk Cousins, for example. So I think the Miami Dolphins are going to have to be really careful here. You do not want to give them one of these massive, fully guaranteed deals. I think the fact they're trying to structure it with bonuses as much as possible, like the article said, Tua's agent is gonna hate that. But the reality is the team can go, listen, in our offense and our team, you're gonna hit a lot of those like you did the past 2 seasons. We just gotta put some bonuses in there just to protect ourselves from my end. Tua, agent, if you guys believe in yourselves, as you should, you'll take this deal and you'll make the money anyway, right? And I think that discussion is something that the Dolphins and Tua and his agent will have to work out. But I think the strategy that Miami is taking, their front office, is really smart. They've got to keep that fully guaranteed dollar amount down just in case Tua's injury issues rear their ugly head again. So overall, smart strategy here by the Miami Dolphins, but it's also an important approach to actually lock him up to a long-term deal because he's a lot better than some people would have you think.
Yeah, Nick. And I want to highlight, we talk about some guys that people might say, bring up in that argument you're talking about are better than Tua. You talk about a guy like Joe Burrow, major injury concerns for a guy like Joe Burrow. Yep. Lamar Jackson, he's had some injury concerns as well. There's these guys that are in the same wheelhouse, same age bracket as Tua. That have also, Mahomes has had injuries. A lot of these quarterbacks have had injuries, so I don't want people to knock Tua too much for the injury concerns. Then there's the people who say, all right, well, Tua hasn't won us a Super Bowl yet. That is a major concern. Well, if you go back to the last 5 Super Bowls or so, let's say 6, there's only 3 quarterbacks who have won a Super Bowl. Mahomes, Brady twice with the Tampa Bay and the Patriots, and then the Rams. I don't think that's a valid argument as well. So I mean, this is Tua is a very, very good option for Dolphins fans. I see him get a lot of undue hate sometimes, especially in comments. People talk about his health. So I think this is just something you have to be aware of in the modern NFL. The quarterback position is very important. Tua is a very good quarterback. It's very hard to win a Super Bowl nowadays. Very few quarterbacks have done it, 3, namely, in the last 6 years. And I think Tua is a great option for Dolphins fans. So I think this is a really innovative way to get Tua paid at the highest dollar amount because he is worth it. He is a very talented quarterback, very good passer of the football. But also, if they're able to get some of these things, I don't think all of these things, like you said, the agent is going to balk at a lot of this stuff. But I think if they come to a middle ground and some of these new things are implemented, I think it's a very interesting way to go about a contract. I really like the innovation on the Dolphins side, and I'm curious to see what kind of deal gets done in the end because I think this could be something that, if it works, starts setting a trend in the NFL.
Well, you talk about being innovative, and one of the teams that's been really smart, obviously, because I win a lot, it's the Kansas City Chiefs over the past few years. And here's my final point. The Kansas City Chiefs, when they signed Patrick Mahomes to his first major deal, it was a $450 million deal. Only, according to this, $63 million of that was guaranteed. So we're talking about maybe 15% of the entire deal was fully guaranteed. The Dolphins seem to be following the Chiefs model, which is obviously smart. The Chiefs are probably the smartest team in football right now, and they're taking to another level, trying to find the best negotiating tactic for this contract deal here with Tua. So overall, smart move by the Miami Dolphins with how they're handling Tua's contract situation. And if they can stay the course, they can lock down Tua to a team-friendly long-term deal, which will set up the Dolphins for future success.